Hey everyone, I'm Nishagni and this is Nishagni Tarot, where you receive inspired insights to create an empowered life. Happy Lamas or Lugnashad, if that's what you celebrate. So Lamas and Lugnashad are, two Wiccan Sabbats which are celebrated during harvest season. So they are Celtic in nature or Celtic in origin. And if you are a practicing Wiccan or you are of Celtic origin, then you would probably be celebrating Lamas or Lugnashad. So this is a season of harvest where you have laid the groundwork for a particular thing, and now it's time to harvest or take advantage of the fruits of your efforts. So today I thought I'd do something different, or rather I would start a new series of giving you journal prompts or tarot spread questions related to the Sabbats. And not just the Sabbats, but any special holiday or festival, which I celebrate myself, or which I feel that or have seen that my followers, my audiences do celebrate themselves. So today I'd like to start off with giving you a couple of journal questions, or a couple of tarot spread prompts for you to work with, so that you can understand, or rather explore your harvest season, explore your Lamas or Lugnashad blessings. Alright, so I'll be taking you through how you can answer these questions, or how you can pull your tarot cards for these questions. And you can either pause this video while it's running and then pull your tarot cards, or make down your journal entries, or you can watch this video and then at a later time, whenever you're free, you can come back and you can work on your journal questions or tarot spreads. All right, so today we'll be doing maybe about 5 to 6 questions. So let's get started. So I will put up the questions down below as well in the description box, but the video will also have the questions, so feel free to pause the video and either pull your tarot cards, your oracle cards, or write down in your journal as well. All right, let's have fun. So the first question is, where am I coming from? Where am I coming from? So this particular question to me represents, we have started at a particular juncture in our life, right? And prior to the Lamas season, prior to Lugnashad, prior to the harvest season, every farmer sows their seeds, they plant their seeds, and before they plant their seeds, they are in a particular situation, or they're experiencing a particular thing. It could be that there is a shortage of a particular crop, or maybe they're foreseeing a trend that a particular fruit or vegetable might become the popular food of the day in the next couple of months. So they need to start planning for their harvest season, which happens in a couple of months' time, in advance, maybe 5 to 6 months in advance, or maybe even a year in advance, and then lay the foundation or the groundwork for that harvest, right? So in our own lives, we all have certain goals or aspirations, and we need to start thinking about those goals or those aspirations in advance, so that we can lay that groundwork and we can do what is necessary in order to make it possible. So where am I coming from talks of you looking back at the past months, at the previous few months, maybe the previous year, and considering your thought process, your emotions, your wants, your needs, what you were possibly lacking, maybe your challenges that you faced previously, and looking at what was your mindset at the beginning of all those months ago, and what you have experienced, what you have thought of, which sort of sparked that movement towards harvesting, or towards sowing the seeds for whatever it is that you are harvesting today. So where have you come from? What is that thought process? What is that emotional process? Has there been any emotional trauma that has resulted in these actions? So consider the previous few months, previous year, maybe even longer, or even previous few days if this has been a short-term goal, and write down about or pull a card about where you have come from. Next question. So once you've written about where you come from, let's look at the next question. And the next question is, what goal or desire have I been working to manifest? What goal or desire have I been working to manifest? So far we've looked at, what was the mindset behind getting started on working towards a particular goal. But now we're going to narrow down on what was that goal, what was the desire, what was that aspiration that we have been working towards manifesting. So you could even consider the grander scheme of things. So for example, if it was love, you could write about how or why you were looking to manifest love in your life. Or if you want to get down into the specifics, you can talk of, okay, it was self-love, or it was love with a partner, or it was love with a child, improving your relationship with your children or with your grandchildren. So consider about what goal or desire specifically or on a grander scheme of things that you have been trying to manifest, and write down in detail about what you have been looking to manifest. And if you are pulling a tarot card, consider how that particular card, or even if it's an oracle card, consider how that particular oracle card relates to what goal that you have been manifesting, or what goal you have been working towards bringing to life. All right. If you're done with the second question of what goal or desire you have been trying to manifest, let's move on to the third question. How have I nurtured my goal or my goals? How have I nurtured my goal or my goals? So now we know the minds. I'm sorry, I'm just having a little bit of a sore throat today. So we have seen so far about the mindset behind you starting with this journey of trying to manifest something or to achieve something, right? And we have also covered what exactly it is that you want to manifest, or what exactly it is that you've been working towards manifesting in the first place, right? Now let's look at how have you nurtured your goals. So taking the example of the farmer, a farmer will be able to nurture his or her crops by putting the right fertilizer, by watering the plant correctly, by exposing it to the right sunlight or environmental situations, protecting the plant from pests. So they'll have to do a couple of steps and in order to nurture that particular plant, and every plant is different. Every plant requires a specialized tailored approach. There is no one size cookie cutter policy, right? So now what I'd like you to do is consider how or what activities you have done in order to bring these goals, to bring these dreams to fruition. What have you done on your part? It could be in the form of physically doing something, it could be in the form of energetically aligning your thoughts, aligning your vision towards something, and it could also be spiritually. Like for example, have you been working with an elemental or a deity or any sort of spiritual energy in order to bring in their blessings and bring in their favor in order to achieve something? So physically, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically, what have you put in order to manifest your dream and vision? Because at the end of the day, even if you are doing energy work, even if you're practicing Wicca, you will have to put in your efforts for the universe to return the favor in the form of energetic, nurturing or energetic, fertilizer, you could call it. Yeah. So how have you nurtured your goals? Okay. So now that we've completed or written about or pulled a card for how you have nurtured your goals, let's look at the next question. What might be missing in my efforts or practice? What might be missing in my efforts or practice? So now we've understood what you have put in to manifest your goal or your dreams. But oftentimes we have seen that, I myself have seen that I put in a lot of effort to achieve my goal, but there'll be something that I'll have forgotten about. Maybe I wouldn't have taken it into consideration. Maybe it's an element that I would have thought would not have an impact on my goal. Or maybe I may not be aware that, certain things can go wrong, which cannot lead to the fruition or the achievement of my goals. Correct? So what I want you to do now is think about what might be those missing elements which might either change the results that you get or not give you the complete results that you desire. What is the possible elements or possible activities or possible energetic offering that you may not have indulged in and which may affect the outcome of your goal. One thing to remember is that just because you answer this question, it doesn't mean that your goal is not going to be fulfilled, or it is not the case. This is just a way for us to sort of hone in on what has been done and what is still lacking, so that we can continue working on and watering these goals, so that even once this harvest season is over, you can return to these goals and you can build it up so that it finally reaches that level where you want it to be, right? So you can pull a card. If you're pulling a card, you can pull the card and you can see how the imagery resonates with you. And if one card is not sufficient, you can pull multiple cards. That's completely up to you. And of course, this is true of all questions. If you are working with cards, if you're working with runes, if you're working with any sort of any other sort of divinatory tool, you can pull as many cards or other elements as you prefer, and essentially it adds nuance to your question, right? And now you have to focus on what could be the possible things that I may have missed out on. Maybe I didn't pay attention to it, maybe I never knew that this aspect existed, right? And focus on those elements and write down about those aspects which you think might be missing and which you think might affect the end result of your goal. Okay. Next question. Now that we know, so far we've covered like the backstory, right? What we have, where we started from, the first point, and what all we have done to reach this particular point of today, which is Lammas or Lugnashad, and we are harvesting something today, right? So that's the next question. What results am I harvesting today? So, what results am I harvesting today? So now what I want you to do is, you will have observed, right? I mean, you take a sort of take stock of where you are currently. So let's say you're working towards getting your own house, right? Renting or buying your own house. So take stock of how close you are to this goal. I mean, have you found a house that you like? Have you put in the first deposit, but you've not moved in yet? Maybe you're not able to afford the other elements, other installments yet, but you've put in the first deposit, right? Or maybe you have been able to convince your family that you want to move out. For a lot of people, that is one of the biggest challenges that they face, correct? So maybe you're not found a house yet to move into, but you've convinced your family that you want to live separately and you want to, build your own life in a different place, right? So that is a victory for you. So take stock of your situation. If it's in the kind of space of relationships, maybe you overcome your fear of going out on dates and you've started dating people. That could be your harvest. For other people, it could be that you have moved out of the cycle of just dating for a few days and then breaking that relationship into finding someone who you've been going steady with for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. Or if it's in sort of marriage, it could be about improving your communication, improving your sex life. It could be improving other dynamics of your marriage, so on. So you get the drift, right? So for each of us, what goal we are going after, it manifests in different ways. And once again, it has a lot to do with where we started from. Because if the goalpost is much farther, the effort you need to put in is much more, right? And also your exposure to elements of risk is also higher or more severe because the distance you need to cover is longer, right? So it's a lot of these factors play, and it's important to not measure your success with somebody else's success. So what I want you to do is consider what you are harvesting today. Take stock of your situation, consider where you started from, and consider where you are currently. So write down about what is the current situation of your goal that you are trying to manifest, and then compare it to where you started from and how far you've come. That will give you what you're harvesting today. And if you're pulling a card, once again, you can use the imagery that is associated with the card to gain more nuanced interpretations of your current situation in life. Okay, so Lamas and Lugnashad are not just about harvesting something for today and ending it. No. Any farmer would, once they finish harvesting their farms or their fields, they start planning about what the next harvest should look like. Correct? So we too must focus now on where we need to go further. So this is where our next question comes in. Where do I need to go next? Okay. Where do I need to go next? So now we're looking at, so we've harvested a particular thing. Now you've taken stock of where you are, and now you know what you're harvesting today, right? So now where do I go next could be one of two things, right? The first thing could be that you are taking what you're harvesting today and you are upgrading it. You are putting more effort into it so that whatever you're harvesting today becomes better, and by the next harvest season you are able to get more abundance into your life, right? You are reworking and upgrading and updating your efforts on whatever it is that you're doing today. So that's one thing. The second thing is that, okay, I'm happy with what results I have got right now, so I am not going to be focusing on these goals or these dreams anymore, or at least for the time being. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is I will find another goal that I wanted to achieve and I will focus my efforts on that. So these are two ways in which you can approach this particular question. So what I want you to do is consider this question as a planning question, right? If you are going to be journaling and not pulling any cards, you can consider making a list of all the things that you want to achieve, whether it is related to your current harvest or if it's related to something completely new, right? Make a list of ideas that you want to do. You can even do a vision board, right? And do a list of pros and cons list, and essentially chalk out which goal is the best for manifesting and which goal you are currently in a good place to go after, right? And if you're pulling cards or doing any other sort of divinatory technique, you can use that tool to look at the imagery once again and consider, okay, maybe this is the angle that I want to take. Once you have written down about your goals, for what you want to do next, what you plan to do next, and again, this can be changeable. If you are unhappy with these goals, you can go revise it once again. These are not something set in stone. So, if you're not happy with what you journaled or, right now, it's okay. Go back another day and reframe your goals, right? Now we'll come to the final question of the Lamas or Lugnashad harvest spread. And that is, what can I do to make my next harvest more abundant? So, what can I do to make my next harvest more abundant? So we're looking at, so now we have a baseline from which to start. It could be either we're reworking or updating and supercharging the goals that we have harvested today, or it could be something new. Now we need to take stock of what resources that we have at hand and what we don't have at hand in order to manifest this goal. So one thing that would really help is going back to the question of how, like we discussed, right? Like sometimes we don't realize that we may not be doing something, or that we may not take certain aspects into consideration which affect the achievement of these goals. And those things can affect, how the goal manifests. So in order to understand how can you manifest your goal in a better way, in a more abundant way, start by considering the things that could be challenging, and then kind of match it with your resources, your skills, your available strengths, your networks, which could sort of offset or remove those challenges, right? So if the challenge is something finance, right? So consider the ways in which you can acquire that finance at a way that is of limited risk to you, and which will help you achieve your goal, right? Let's take the example of you want to move into a new house, and so how can you bring in that money in a way that doesn't cause too much risk to you but also helps you achieve your goal, right? So maybe you could start freelancing on your weekends, right? Or you could sell a couple of art pieces or hobby pieces that you may have made. Or you could consider, asking your parents if you could mow their lawn and, get some money from them. So on. Or you could maybe even take a loan from your parents. So there's a lot of ways to do that. So you can start considering about different ways in which you can eliminate certain challenges and work towards, or rather go closer towards your goal. So consider all those different challenges that you think you might face. Then make a list of all your strengths and all the skills that you have personally, for which you do not have to pay for, or which you do not have to take from somebody else, right? So that's the first thing. First is your own resources, your own personal strengths, your skills, any tools and equipment or technology that you have in your own space that you own and that you can use at any time, right? So that's one thing. And secondly, the tools or skills or technology or talents that you need other people's help for, and who can you get this help from at the least expense to you and also the least expense to the other person. So in a way that it should be sort of mutually beneficial, but and it should not hurt either party, right? So make a list of challenges, make a list of all the resources that you have, and see how you may be able to bridge that gap, and how that might help you, in a step-by-step way achieve the goal that you have in mind, right? So how can you achieve your harvest, how can you make your harvest more abundant? So now that you know what challenges are, you can be prepared for them, and you can be more cognizant of how you can handle your challenges, and that will make your harvest more abundant. Of course, does this mean that you may not face any other challenge? Of course not. I mean, we are human. We do tend to forget or miss out on certain things, and we may not be able to, kind of remember any other choice, maybe certain challenges that we may face, and that might be the problem that we face, and we may not know what to do about it. But by planning like this, you will limit the number of instances, of experiencing challenges that are completely unanticipated, right? So you will limit your vulnerability to risk, and therefore increase your chances of success. So in this way, you will be able to make your next harvest more prosperous, more abundant, and more fertile. All right. So this brings us to the end of our Lamash or Lugnashad harvest spread or harvest journal prompts. I hope you have enjoyed these journal prompts and these tarot spread prompts. And do mention if you like them or if you want any changes in the upcoming videos, because I do plan to make this sort of a thing for other festivals and other celebratory events as well. And I do hope they help you find it easier to plan for your goals and help you manifest your dreams in a much easier way. So thank you so much for listening, and have fun with these prompts, and happy Lamash, happy Lugnashad, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.